5 in every 100 individuals identify as LGBT. These 5 in 100 individuals struggle as a result of their sexual orientation.
Missouri legislators are now considering 8 different bills targeting the LGBT community.
What part of no idols don't you understand?
Homosexuality can only imitate. It will always be a counterfeit, a fake. It's like a poison that intoxicates the mind, saying you can't choose your own fate.
So the 4 of us decided to take this conflict into our own hands and investigate further at our school. Next, we traveled to the school library to educate ourselves on the topic. There is great flexibility in the LGBT community as to what gay means to each individual. Sexual orientation does not solely consist of labels. Each individual has their own understanding of what their sexuality and gender means to them. For example, gay women are often referred to as lesbian. Men who are attracted to other men are referred to as gay. Bisexuals are attracted to 2 genders, and transgender individuals identify themselves different than their birth sex. But LGBT goes beyond these 4 letters. There is a broad spectrum of sexuality and gender. So why is there so much controversy surrounding this topic? We chose to gather input from students outside of the LGBT community.
Poorly.
I don't know if you want me to answer that.
That's our question.
The gay people at our school kind of have like a chip on their shoulder, like no one cares like whether they're gay or not.
I think it's made us segregated.
The gay people at our school, like they feel like they're like persecuted.
What is that?
The lesbians and gays and bisexuals and transgenders.
It has made me uncomfortable in my own bathroom as
Like bringing like the gay prizes and flags to school on like American Day and stuff, like that's just like out. Like that's just like asking for problems, I feel like.
actually I can't do this. This is gross. No, this is not gross. I don't like talking about this.
I mean, there's 2 sides to the school now.
Like if like you're just like a normal gay person, like no one's gonna care.
Dude, do I have to answer this? I don't want to.
I don't know. Yeah, it's tearing us apart.
It's just like gay people.
I think it causes a divide in the school.
They're so like over the top about it. Like really.
If you have one side that supports them and one side that really doesn't.
And I think it's more this year than any other year.
So clearly these people are extremely uncomfortable talking about this topic. But what do we know?
Let's broaden the scale to more than just little old Kentucky.
Religion, something that's been around for centuries. But what is religion?
This question seems to me to be often answered amiss. The word connotes a bond and means essentially a personal relation with the unseen. The relation may be a reality or a delusion. Religion, as we speak, may be true or false, but its essence is in this relation through the veil that hides us from the invisible world. Surveys have repeatedly shown that religious objections are the most popular reason people cite when they say being gay is immoral or wrong. Religion and the LGBT community constantly appear to butt heads, but what exactly causes this divide among the individuals?
9 in 10 people know someone who is lesbian or gay, but only 1 out of 10 Americans know someone who is a transgender. Social media is supposed to help with this and is also supposed to help shape our culture. Whoa! I thought media was supposed to help. Media helps give exposure to these LGBT individuals, but it tends to be getting more incorrect. This is due to lack of education.
I actually think marriage is between a man and a woman. It's too important to me.
People who are trapped in the homosexual lifestyle, they're in constant rebellion with order, with their natural order, with natural law.
I believe that marriage is between a man and a woman.
I happen to know what marriage is, and I don't see how it could change.
All gays who are born gay are overwhelmingly conservative, maybe apolitical. And all those angry gays causing trouble for everybody, I don't even think they were born gay. I think they're angry at their fathers.
Well, my dad, I had a much better relationship with my dad before, and now we don't really talk as much. And my relationship with my mom is sort of the same. And with my grandma, it's a lot different. Like, I don't really talk to her anymore either.
Mom was kind of like, she was really upset that I didn't tell her sooner, and she was really upset that I kept it from her for a long time.
I'm Leah, and I'm 17.
I'm Courtney, I'm 18. I prefer girls, what I would say.
Yeah, same. I don't know.
I don't know. I don't have a label for it.
How long have you guys been in a relationship?
Like 7 months.
It's last resort. All you want is someone.
With my friends, it was okay, but I came out to my friends before I came out to my family, and my family found out, and so they sort of made me come out, which made it like a lot harder because you need to come out when you're ready, but they made me, so it was really hard, and they didn't believe me, and they're still mad at me about it. And yeah, my grandma was really upset. I don't know, they just didn't like it.
With my mom, it kind of made us hate each other for like a good 2 years until she kind of went to therapy and got over it.
You go to sleep on your own and wake each day with your thoughts, and it scares you being.
It's really hard because I want them to like me, and I do a lot of things to like show them that I'm like respectful and I treat her right, but kind of like no matter what I do, it's just like the religious basis of it. And so I don't like that they think that I'm like a bad thing for her. I would like for them to see me as like a positive attribute.
And they also think that it's her and not me, like that she's influenced me to like.
But like she's
be
not gay. It's just me.
Yeah, like they don't believe me, so they think that there's like still hope that I could be like, date a boy, get married to a boy, but.
LGBT culture is underrepresented, repressed, and discriminated against. Society does not recognize LGBTs as equals, especially in the workforce. According to Isidore, in most states their employers can fire them, their landlords can evict them, and they can be denied service by hotels, restaurants, and exclusion from juries. On the authority of Laura Durzo, director of the LGBT Progress Campaign, about 10% of the 662 lesbian, gay, and bisexual workers who were randomly surveyed said they have been fired within the last 5 years due to their sexual preference. 43% of these homosexual workers have experienced some form of discrimination on the job, and 90% of transgender individuals have encountered some form of harassment or mistreatment on the job. 90% of transgenders have experienced harassment. That number is alarmingly high. As a result, Billy's reports that over 2/3 of LGBTs receive income levels lower than the federal poverty level per year. Consequently, LGBTs are also deprived basic rights as human beings. According to Billy's, nearly 50% of LGBTs report being refused social services and programs such as Medicaid, housing assistance, and welfare benefits. In order to investigate the individual concerns of the LGBT community, we traveled to the Brook, a psychiatric hospital, to interview a psychologist.
Thomas Terwilliger, certified social worker, certified alcohol and drug counselor, social worker therapist, adolescent outpatient. We work directly with kids and their families for a lot of different issues that they're going through.
Of the adolescents that have been patients you have worked with here, what percentage would you estimate identify as an LGBT individual?
Does that mean they openly identify?
Yes.
Maybe a quarter, 20, 30%, somewhere around there. Openly identify at any given moment, and honestly, there are cycles.
Yeah.
Throughout the year.
Okay, what about not openly?
Maybe another 10% or so.
Mm-hmm.
Or there's that I don't know. And a lot of kids at 12, 13, 14, 15, they might have had that many years of hearing derogatory comments at home, or family members, the older ones, grandparents, depending on religious backgrounds and all that, say things that would really scare a kid, I think, from wanting to come out. Necessarily have to be classified as a disorder. Situational depression, comes from having something terrible happen to you, maybe when you least expect it, and of course you're gonna maybe feel bad about it, and then maybe feel bad about it for a while. I think there might be certainly some struggles that come with maybe coming out or openly identifying, especially within the family, that might cause a kid to feel pretty bad about themselves. You'll definitely see a lot of, depression, probably more than most. Maybe it presents with anxiety at first, because there is a lot of anxiety if you haven't done something yet and you're trying to gear up to do so. But probably a lot of depression that could even turn, clinical, and could turn major depression if you get families, which we unfortunately do, who, they will never, be okay with it with their kid. The overall depression that has people either not sleeping, or they can only sleep, they can't get out of bed, they don't want to do anything, don't want to eat. Sure, so there might be some causal stuff based on the overall mental health diagnoses that might come along with some people who identify. But about it, if you're going through the world alone, it's a pretty scary place, and it's tough. You get tired. Historically, sure, that population has had to hide a lot. Risky behaviors certainly occur automatically maybe hate you for, no real reason.
Nonetheless, Americans' views have changed. According to a 2011 Gallup poll, for the first time, more than 50% of Americans said that they consider LGBT relations more acceptable.
In one of the most anticipated decisions of the year, the U.S. Supreme Court ruled in favor of same-sex marriage. This means same-sex marriage is legal across the country, and states with bans in place have to reverse course.
What do we have? Equality! When did we get it?
The decision is a big win for same-sex marriage advocates.
Now, more than ever, the LGBT community is positively referred to in today's media. Celebrities shine a much brighter light on being open about one's sexuality and gender. Furthermore, the Equal Employment Opportunity Commission has also welcomed the LGBT rights movement. According to Chavan, under Title VII, the EEOC determined that employers may not rely upon sex-based considerations or take gender into account when making employment decisions in the workforce. On September 20, 2011, President Barack Obama repealed the Don't Ask, Don't Tell policy, allowing LGBT individuals full acceptance into the United States Armed Forces with all benefits and privileges. For the first time in the country's history, openly gay servicemen and women were welcome to serve in the military. With all things considered, Isidore claims that the United States Constitution is based on the premise that everyone is entitled to equal protection under the law.
You see, it's teachings like that which Christ didn't condone, but rather challenge those accusing to cast the first stone. Because if they're not teaching in love, then they're standing alone and trying to orchestrate themselves what only Christ can atone. Please understand that we are just as depraved as the next sinner who God so lovingly saved, and accept our apology for the way we behaved and let us love on you the way Christ would convey.
Trying to make your heart feel like a glove. What it needs is love, love, love. Everybody wants to love. Everybody wants to be loved. Oh, 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 oh. Everybody wants to love. Everybody wants to be loved. Oh, 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 oh. Happy is the heart that still feels pain. Darkness drains and light will come again.
Treat yourself as though you would treat someone who identifies as LGBTQ and say, accept yourself. Oh, no, don't matter, you are just love, it's cool.
Okay.
I think we've helped people who are having trouble coming out feel more comfortable to come out in the school.
I feel like the LGBT community at your club has really helped to spread awareness.
They provide a safe place for closeted kids to feel comfortable. We really help to create a community where people and kids feel comfortable being themselves and acting in a way that they feel most comfortable.
Be gay, be straight, I don't care, just don't be mean.